So today we are going to be doing some work on the trailer. I was able to lift the boat off of it, and as you can see, it's in rough shape. Lots of surface rust. All the bunks need replaced. The hardware needs replaced. But believe it or not, under all that rust is good metal. I ground some of it off already, and it's in pretty decent shape. I am going to be replacing some of these components. We're going to be getting a new winch and a new strap, and I'm going to be adding some guide-ons and obviously replacing the bunks. But I think the first step is just to grind off as much rust as possible, clean this up. So let's get started there. So next I'm going to take these old bunks off of here. It looks like they're on there pretty good though, so I'm actually going to use the air compressor and see if I can work those things out of there. Alright, so quick update on the trailer progress. It's coming along nicely. The rust and the paint come off pretty good. I'd say I'm about a third of the way done. It's pretty tedious, but it's getting decent results. I'm definitely going to have to hit the inside and some of the corners with some steel wool by hand, which is going to really suck, but getting there, making progress. We're finally all done sanding. Got as much rust off as possible. Almost all the surface rust is gone, which is good. Turned out really nice. A lot of good metal still. So now, before we paint, I want to take off some of these parts that I will be replacing. I'm going to be replacing the winch, and I'm going to be replacing the front of the hitch. So we're going to take those pieces off and do the last final steps before we can paint. Little trick to get a little more leverage on something that's really tight like this. If you get a bar or anything that can extend your handle, you can put a lot more force behind it. Okay, now I guess we just have to cut that part that got welded. Not sure why it was welded, but whew. That was on there a little better than I expected. So now that the hitch is off, let's go ahead and work on getting this old winch out of the way. And then we'll be set to start painting. Okay, so that's out of the way. We are going to be reusing this piece, so I'm going to just sand it up by hand again real good. Maybe I'll hit that with the grinding wheel. Get it nice and fresh, no more rust. All right, today is finally painting day. We've gone over it once again with some sandpaper, got as much surface rust off as possible. Prepped everything, cleaned it, wiped it down. I think we are ready to go. With a few cans of this Rust-Oleum rubberized undercoating, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, well, the paint job is complete. That's 2 coats of the rubberized undercoating. Turned out pretty nice. Now we can start putting the new hardware on, and we can start putting the bunks on. The next step in our trailer rebuild is to do the bunks. These are 10-foot 2x4s, ground contact treated. And all I did so far was cut my carpet. This is just from a roll of indoor-outdoor carpet just bought from Lowe's. And I measured it out so there was equal distance on each side. When I did a wraparound, I could kind of get the seam in the middle. So I have it laid out. I am going to have a seam to match up in the middle of each bunk, but I'm not too worried about it. It's going to be pretty easy to hide, and you know, it's on the bunks, so it's not like you're going to be looking at it too often. It's going to provide the support that we want. So first step is to get our carpet glue. We'll put it on the 2x4s here and we'll get started. To do this job, we're going to use some indoor-outdoor carpet adhesive, a couple tools to spread it. We have our stainless staples and staple gun, and a pair of pliers here that we're going to actually use to grip the carpet and pull it over the bunks to get a nice tight fit. Just going to kind of give it some body weight along here. And I'm just going to start this. And this is where your pliers come in, because you can really grab this, pull it nice and tight. And then we'll get some staples in it to get it started. So then all we're going to do is work our way down, pulling tight and stapling. Let's start by getting rid of some of this. Okay, we're just going to do the same thing on the other one, and then we'll be ready to put some hardware on it and get it on the trailer. Next up, we're going to get the hardware out and start mounting the brackets that the bunks go on. So I'm going to try to lay them out the best I can. I should have taken more precise measurements before I took the old ones off, but I didn't. So we're going to kind of lay them out where I think they should go, and I may just hand tighten them so that when I do get the boat you know, hanging above the trailer, I can adjust them to make sure they sit on the boat where I want them to. But we're going to go through and unpack the hardware and get it set up. All right, well, we have most of the bunk hardware on. I just kind of tightened it enough that it stays in place, but I can kind of move it. I did some measuring off camera to see where these should be and where they used to be to accommodate the boat. So I think they're pretty close, but I'm going to secure the bunks now with these hex screws. And then once we're on, we'll be able to back this in under the boat and take a look at the fit and see if it needs adjusted or if we can go ahead and lay the boat on top. Next, we're going to get this new winch put on. Okay, well, she's on there. Need to do a little touch up with the paint, but otherwise I'm happy with that. Winch is on too, minus the new strap. And maybe we can get this bow support on too, actually. Let me go grab that. Our brake lights arrived today, so we're ready for the last step in our trailer build. We're gonna go ahead and put on our brake lights on the back, run the wire harness up to the front, connect everything together, and then the trailer should be all done. Let's get going. Alright, so we can do our electrical connections now. Green to green, brown to brown. Should be easy enough. I'm going to use these little insulated connectors, and something I always forget, make sure you slide your heat shrink tubing on before you make your connection. Okay, that goes in there as well. Now you take your cripper tool here. There we go. Alright, so that's in there good now. Right? Yeah. Now we're gonna put the heat shrink over it. Sun low. Okay, connection number one. All right, well that'll do it for the taillights. Installed, wired up. Ready to go. All right, well, there's actually one more last minute addition that I decided to put on the trailer. I got a set of these guide-on posts. So we're gonna go ahead and install those towards the back here on each side. That should help loading and unloading the boat. So last step, and then we actually will be done with the trailer. So let's go ahead and get that started now. All right, and there we have it. Trailer rebuild is complete. We've got new bunks, new hardware, new guide-on posts, new brake lights, new wiring, new coat of rubberized road armor paint, new bow protection, new winch strap, new hitch receiver. She's ready for the road. So in the next video, we're going to back this thing into the workshop and lower the boat on top of it. Get everything squared away, make sure the bunks are at the right angles, make sure the guideposts are the right distance apart. And then we'll start working on the boat again. Looking forward to it. Catch you guys in the next one. Thanks.